my YouTube channel. I am Jonathan Musa. Today I want to show you how to make a Pong game in Scratch. So just follow the simple steps that I'll give you in order to make a Pong game in Scratch. So the first thing is to launch Scratch, delete the sprite on the screen, and then I'm going to put 3 backdrops. The first backdrop is called Nebula. So I search for Nebula. There it is. I'm also going to put another backdrop known as Galaxy. I search for Galaxy. There it is. Then you also need Night City backdrop. Remember, this is my choice. You can choose different backdrops, but for my case I'm going to use this one. I also need 3 sprites, and the 3 sprites are a ball. I need this ball here. I need a paddle, so I click on choose a paddle. I also need a line. For the line, I'm going to put it at the base, the bottom here, and then the paddle, I'm going to put it slightly above there. Then the first thing I'm going to do is to code for the ball. So I click on the ball, make sure you click on the ball, and then you go to motion, move 10 steps, then you put this in forever, and then also when green flag is clicked, you choose events when green flag is clicked. So when you click on the green flag, we should see the ball is moving and it has gone to the edge and then it has stopped. So we go again to motion, we choose if on edge bounce. If on edge bounce, then we put it below, move 10 steps. You can see once it reaches on the edge, it bounces back. We're also going to make it move in different directions, and in order to do this, we are going to choose a point in direction 45 degrees. So when you are still in motion, you look for point in direction. It's written point in direction 90, put it below when green flag is clicked. Click on 90, reduce the degrees to 45. So if you check what you have done, put on full screen and then you click on the green flag, you can see the ball is bouncing in different angles. So for the ball, it's done. Now the next thing is we make codes for the paddle. So we make sure you click on the paddle itself first, and then we choose, we want to be playing the paddle using the mouse, the cursor of the mouse. So in order to do this, we go to motion and we choose a code block saying set x to negative 194, and inside here where it's written negative 194 or whatever value is written inside here, we are going to put another thing here. So we are going to go to sensing and we choose mouse x. So set x to mouse x. This will enable it to be sensing the mouse, the movement of the cursor of the mouse. And then this should be in forever. We put forever. And again, when green flag is clicked, forever, set x to mouse x. So if I click on the green flag, then I try to move the cursor of the mouse, you can see it's moving together with the mouse. You can notice that it is not having an effect when it touches the ball, because we have not yet coded for that. So the next thing that we are going to do is to create a variable, a score variable. So we click on the ball again, and then we go to my variables, then we make a variable, and it is called score. Click OK. Now in the variable of score, we are going to choose set my score to 0, set my variable to 0, and just put it just below when green flag is clicked. It will be change variable to score, change my score to 0. So anytime you start the game, the score will be 0. And then again, we are going to put a condition which is saying that if it is touching the paddle, if the ball is touching the paddle, then several things will happen. So we choose we go to control and we choose the the code block if, and you can put it separate there, and then we go to choose if touching paddle. In order to do that, we just go to sensing, and then we choose the one saying if touching mouse pointer, and we change the mouse pointer to if touching the paddle. If touching paddle. If the ball is touching the paddle, then what are some of the things we want to happen? We want to change the score by 1. That's one of the things that we want to happen. Go to variables, and then we choose change my variable by 1, change it to change my score by 1. Then the other thing we want is after it touches the paddle, we want it to have a turn to bounce back upward. So we are going to choose motion. Motion, and then we choose turn clockwise 15 degrees, and where it is written 15, we are going to put another operator there. So we go to operators and we say pick random 1 to 10. So turn clockwise, pick random 1 to 10, and we change 1 to 179 to 190. So that those are the degrees it will change once it is touching the ball. The paddle touches the ball. So we are going to put this in forever. So we get forever and we insert all these codes in forever. And also when green flag is clicked, we put it on top. And then we can test whether the other we have done is correct. So once we click, we start the game. Yeah, you see, once it touches the paddle, it bounces back upward, and we have chosen pick random 179 degrees to 190 degrees. We want some sound, to play some sound once the ball touches the paddle. So we can add a sound when the ball touches the paddles. So in order to do this, we are going to go to sounds, and then we click here, choose a sound, and we choose a sound called basketball. Basketball bounce. Then we go back to code there. Then we go to now sound code blocks, and then we choose play sound basketball bounce until turn. And this one we are going to put it below where we have the code saying turn clockwise, pick random. We're going to put it there. So we just test whether the sound is going to be affected. We click on the green flag. Yes, you can hear it makes sound. Yes, done well. It's doing well. It's making sound as we wanted, and also we have the scores are changing. Once it hits the ball, the ball hits the paddle, we have the score is changing, and we also have the sound is being played. Then from there, we are going to step 5, where we are going to create some levels. We want some levels, this game to have some levels. So in order to do this, we have to go to choose when green flag is clicked. We put some levels, and then we choose a code block which is saying switch backdrop to nebula. That will be our first level backdrop. So we go to costumes, looks. Under looks, we look for switch backdrop to nebula. That one. So every time we are starting the game will be starting with a backdrop of nebula. Then we now put some conditions. We go to if score is greater than 5. Once the score reaches greater than 5, so we go to control, then we put if, then we go to operators, and we choose if greater than, it's saying greater than 50, and then change this to greater than 5. You can stop the game a bit. If the score is greater than 5, so there is a white part here, we put variable score. If score is greater than 5, then what do we want to happen? We want to switch backdrop to galaxy. So we choose looks and we say switch backdrop to galaxy. It will be switched from nebula to galaxy. So once you score more than 5 scores from 0, the backdrop will automatically switch to galaxy. You can just duplicate this one. You right click where it's written if, and then you duplicate, and then you put it below here, and you say if score is greater than 10 this time. If score is greater than 10, then we want the backdrop to be switched to Night City. And then we can add another code here saying move 11 steps. So to increase the speed, because this is now the last backdrop, so we want this level to be a bit higher. So we go to motion and we choose move 11 steps so that it can be faster. We need to put all these codes in control, so in forever code. So we choose forever and we put it inside from below switch backdrop to nebula. We insert forever there. Make sure that you put it the way I've done it so that it can accommodate all of those code blocks. Then we can start the game and see whether it's working properly. So once we start the game, remember the scores will be reset to 0. Then we play. You can see 1 score, the second score, 3, 4, 5. Then the 6th one we expect it to change. Just change. Very good. Let's see whether when it reaches 10 it's going to change. 8, 9, 10. It just changed. Good. And it's moving faster now. So fantastic. That's what we wanted, and the game has worked perfectly. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and also hit the notification bell so that you can get alerts whenever we upload a new game.